So it's been a while since we've started Walt, so we're going to start it today, or start him today, right? So I put some gas in, and I don't think I've shown this yet, but I do keep the battery off of the car. I keep it across the room on a trickle charger, so that way it doesn't die. As long as it's taking to work on this, I don't want to just have a battery sit here and die, and then it's just safer to have it off of the car. Fortunately, every time I start it, I have to put the battery back on under the seat. So it's always part of the process if you want to start it and see kind of where it is. So we're going to get this started today, and yeah, I just need to get the battery put in. And that'll do it. I just don't secure the post down because just for these quick starts, it's fine just sitting there. Alright, so it started for like a few seconds. It sounded pretty much the same as it did before, which was kind of expected, I would think. But what's next is I am going to probably go ahead and rebuild the carb. So the carburetor at the top here where I was pouring gas in, I have a rebuild kit that I already ordered for it. I'm a little hesitant because if we drop the engine anyway, and I'll show the carb real quick. I'm a little hesitant though, because if we were to drop the engine to rebuild the engine, the carburetor's right there and we can just do that at the same time. But you can do it in or out of the car, I assume. Once we get it off, we'll rebuild it on the table. So I did order the rebuild kit for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first, I believe. We're probably, I've said it several times, we're probably pulling the engine out of this thing. But with the parts I have on hand, I'm just trying to use them and kind of get them out of the way before we do that. So this carb is going to be coming off next. That way we can get it all rebuilt and tuned. And then it might actually start and run a little better with just the carburetor. So step by step little things. So let's get this thing taken off. Alright, so we got this carburetor off. So here it is, the carburetor in all of its glory. That barb did come off, so I'm a little worried about that. I'll have to figure out how to fix that now. But it's literally two bolts that hold this whole thing on that mixes your fuel. Pretty cool. There is a gasket in here, it looks like. So yeah, there's a gasket and a metal piece, a spacer, I guess. So I'll have to see that I have that gasket, but we can get this thing all cleaned up and rebuilt. So I mean, how it looked before, I mean, look at this thing. It's filthy. I'm sure all of the gaskets are just jacked up, so we'll learn how to rebuild a carburetor on this next one. So yeah, pretty simple, just taking this thing off. We'll start getting this rebuilt, but yeah, that's another bit of progress on the bug.